Israel's readiness for operations depends heavily on its military reserves. The government's attempt to restrain judicial power is once again being resisted by reservists wielding that leverage. If the government moves forward with a proposal to limit judicial power by the end of the month, at least 180 senior fighter pilots, elite commandos, and cyber intelligence specialists in the Israeli military reserve have warned their commanders that they will no longer report for volunteer duty. According to interviews with 12 of those reservists and group resignation letters and messages seen by the New York Times, about a dozen have already resigned, but hundreds more have talked about the possibility of doing so during in-person gatherings and online forums this week and are preparing to formally suspend their service in the coming days. Speaking anonymously due to the sensitivity of the matter, 2 senior defense sources indicated that military authorities worry that this could drastically reduce the Israeli armed forces' capacity, particularly its air force, as well as persuade full-time troops to contemplate standing down. Israeli fighter squadrons heavily rely on reserve pilots, who hold down regular civilian occupations but give up a few days each month to train or take part in combat and reconnaissance missions. Reserve pilots and drone operators, many of whom have greater experience than those in the full-time forces, routinely take the helm of Israel's routine strikes in Gaza and Syria, patrol flights over Israel, and surveillance missions over Lebanon and the occupied West Bank. Reservists would play a significant role in any future Israeli attacks on Iranian nuclear installations. Their vows to resign are a reflection of the widening social chasms brought on by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's efforts to weaken the court. By the end of July, Mr. Netanyahu's coalition, which is the most right-wing in Israeli history, hopes to pass a law that would limit the ways in which the Supreme Court can overrule the government.